Nigeria started very well by constituting PTF, that the Presidential Task Force. And this would have followed emergency plans, preparedness, and response. That, in my opinion, was not effectively done. However, we tried to contain the pandemic in Nigeria as a national response. Fortunately, God is on our side, that what greeted Europe and America has not affected Nigeria to some extent. And many African countries, we don't know why. Well, it is to be studied. Is it genetic? Is it what? Is it the fact that we have had some vaccines before that have been protective? So we do not know. But the truth of the matter is that the response is going on. So the issue is, let's contain the response. Let's contain the disease. Now, how effective is that? The problem is that even the NCDC protocols we are not following as a country. Washing our hands, using of face masks, and social distancing. So we have so many things before us. But to answer your specific question, the truth is that Nigeria is not ready. We would have been up by now from the experience we garnered during the Ebola of 2014. After that, we all went to sleep. Policy issues were not considered. Even publications, from there, we do not know where the case files of those who were affected. We did not have the experience. We did not tell the story of our success story of Ebola. Because it is then that we begin to prepare for emergencies, including vaccine production. Unfortunately, I think that we missed that, and we will likely to miss the issue of COVID. It's not enough to say, it is a great thing that Pfizer has eventually got that through. But we also know before the Pfizer was Russian vaccine. Now, we should be talking of Nigerian vaccine, but the truth is that there's nothing on ground to suggest that we are ready. I was DG of NMA for 6 years. We talked about issues of preparing for vaccines. You don't wait, and even when the Ebola came, there were some elements of search for places where this research could be done. We are seeing production, clinical trials can be done, because it's clinical trials. They came to NIMA, and they didn't think NIMA was ready. And it's not true fault of ours. You see, it requires a lot of investment. In terms of capacity development, you have to train people. It's not just enough. You have to train people. You have to provide the conducive environment. You have to have the equipment to be able to say you're going to do. It's not, and even the environment for the vaccine preparation for the clinical trial is such that we are not ready. What's the environment? So it is very, very painful that we have so many intelligent people that could leverage on this. But I think probably we are not carrying a good message to government, because we need to sensitize the government. The government, those in government may not know so much about it, but we know this. And we've been trying to talk. I know I'll mention Professor Tomori. He's a great man. He's done so well. So during Ebola, even before Ebola, during Yellow Fever, even now.
He's also part of some of the committees.
Yes, the committee, the advisory committee. The advisory committee should be in the PTF committee, not advisory. But all is not lost. What we need to do is to continue to advocate to government. Let them create an enabling environment for us. Let them invest in health.
This interview is part of those advocacy.
Well,
now, sir, there's something that many people who will be listening to us will be asking. We're talking about the environment not ready. At what point did we deviate? At what point did we get it?
Do you know? I'll tell you.
We had some vaccines in the past.
Yeah, that was then. That was when Nigeria was prepared. Nigeria is no longer prepared. In between 1972 to 1975, NIMA was Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, was like National Institute of Health of US. They were granting a fund for research. That's one of their mandates. In this country today, there is no institution that gives grants for health research. Even what TEFON is doing is not concentrated because it's dissipated. But we were like National Institute of Health between 1971, 72 to 76. That mandate was removed from NMA. So as we are talking to you, there is no institution of government that gives grants for credible proposals to do research. There's none, except TEFON. So the truth is that we felt that should come back to NIMA. I mean, look at the PTF. Who should drive the process if it is not NIMA? NIMA should be there, NIPRIT should be there, and the NCDC. But you'll be surprised. I don't know. I don't have evidence because I'm not a member of PTF. How much is voted for research in the COVID response? I don't know. I'll be surprised if there is any money allocated to this. So the truth is that research is taken to the background. If you look at the policy, the national policy on health, research was number 8. Meanwhile, research should be number 1. Because research really drives development. Anywhere in the world where you see people developing, research is number 1. Now we are greeted and we are saying Pfizer is congratulating to Pfizer. Somebody invested in it. They built it, they prepared for it. The scientists were put in place. Fund was reserved. It is very expensive to carry out clinical trials.
And this is where the very disturbing point is. Like you mentioned the other time, the outbreak of COVID-19 was just September 2019 here.
Yeah.
And this is November.
Yeah.
That is about a year, 2 months.
Yeah.
And some scientists have gone into their laboratories.
Yes.
They've come up with something because there was investment.
Yes.
We fought Ebola in 2014.
And we were a model for the world.
Yeah, yes,
because I was invited to about 3 or 4 international conferences to see how did Nigeria do it.
Now my question is this. Should Ebola come back again now? We don't have a vaccine.
Let me tell you, we will just pray to God not to come because it will wipe out Nigeria. I'm not a prophet of doom, but scientifically there's nothing on ground to suggest that we can contain Ebola anymore. We used to have very effective incident management center, Lagos. Lagos, actually, most common Lagos. Despite the number they have, Lagos has done very well. The governor of Lagos has done very well. The commissioner of health, Professor Abayomi had done very well. Jide Idris did very well during Ebola. So Lagos is the epicenter, is the hub. They are prepared. They are willing to invest. They follow science rather than politics. That's the problem we face with other. You see, the federal government under Buhari has done well because he gave it political commitment, but it needs more than political commitment. He invested fund, but that is not. Nobody is talking about the fund. For instance, the issue of aviation. They said they got really 5.something billion. Somebody was saying, well, that is a paltry sum. The effect of
we can't give such for research.
No, it's not even enough for aviation. But if you give that for research, you'll be dancing up and down. Yeah. And research is the one that drives development. I'm not talking of health research alone. Research in agriculture, research in engineering, research in health, research in pharmaceutical industry, all those things. Look, even the 100 billion the CBN said they were giving to health sector. No doctor has received that money today. We don't know where it is. The Association of General Medical Practitioners say they are coming to me. They have complained, they have complied, many of them have complied, nothing. But until I have evidence, I cannot go to the CBN.
This really pathetic.
So I'm saying this because we need to reposition. We need to help the government. We need to help the president. The president will give his own political commitment, but it is left for those at you see, when during the Ebola, they asked me, I was in Europe, I was in the US. They asked me, I had to make presentations. They say, how did Nigeria do it? I said there were 3 C's. One was the command and control of the president. That's command. The second was the coordination of the Honorable Minister of Health then. That's Nyembuchi. And the third C is the commitment of health workers. And Nigerian health workers are very committed. They are very, very committed. Can you imagine where resident doctors had to go on strike before they paid the COVID-19 allowance, hazard allowance?
Not even all received it.
And not all, of course, that is true. But this is something that should be an incentive to encourage these great men and women to put in their best for Nigeria. So something we have to have. Just summit cannot even help. I don't know. I think general orientation, because the way we are going, we are just going backwards. It's like motion without movement.
Doctor, thank you so much. I wish we really have more time to. Just the last one.
Yes.
If we were to sum it, what is the way forward?
Well, the way forward is for the crack team to be put together to give more government a direction. I mean, so the suggestion for effective direction. All this noise up and down will not do anything. You need to put scientists in a room for 1 week. Let them brainstorm. It's not political. So it's not that when you speak, it carries. No. You must convince everybody that what you are saying is correct with evidence.
I appreciate you once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
So.